In this episode, I share my first impressions of the new Pro X headphones and microphones from Beyerdynamic after about 2 weeks of use. First, let's talk about the headphones. I bought the DT770 Pro 80 ohm headphones over 12 years ago, and they're still going strong. I replaced the ear pads last year, and I use them daily for Zoom calls, for recording podcasts, for live streaming, for doing initial dialogue edits, and sometimes just when I want to listen to a show. I know these headphones really well, so I know what the source audio is doing when I play them back through these headphones. And they're incredibly comfortable, which is a huge critical matter when you're talking about headphones. I also bought the DT880 Pro 250 ohm version several years ago, and I use them for dialogue editing and post-mixing. Their semi-open back design imparts a more natural sound and a wider stereo field. So what's different with these new Pro X headphones? First up, the DT700 Pro X have a closed back design like the 770 Pro, but there are a few differences. The driver is now a new design and is rated at 48 ohms, which means you can use them with nearly any headphone amplifier or mobile device. You don't need a headphone output to supply as much voltage to get comfortable volume levels and great sound. The ear cups are of a similar, very comfortable over-ear design so you don't mash your ears against your skull, and they work well for longer listening sessions. The pads are also replaceable, so if you use your headphones a lot like I do, you can order replacements and the headphones will last a lot longer. And the DT900 Pro X is essentially the same design, but with open back ear cups, which imparts a more natural open sound with a wider stereo field. One of the things I didn't love about the older headphones was that the cables were not user replaceable. In fact, the cable on my A80 Pros failed. Fortunately, Beyerdynamic was able to repair them for me here in the US by sending them to a US repair facility. The good news is that the new Pro X headphones feature replaceable cables, and what's even nicer is that they each come with two cables, a shorter one and a longer one, which is helpful for optimizing for your particular setup. The cables use a mini XLR to attach to the left ear cup and have a 1/4 inch and 3.5mm TRS plugs on the other end with a standard screw-on adapter. Just like on the old model, on the new models the ear pads are replaceable, but in addition to that, the headband cushion is replaceable as well. I like that because now I know I can use these with confidence for years to come. And that way, the $299 price on these makes them a solid investment. Now, of course, comfort is one factor that's critical, but of course, the other factor that's super critical is how they sound. And I can say that I like them more than the original 770 and 880 Pros. Sometimes the bass response on the older models seemed a little understated, which could make it difficult when critical listening during a dialogue edit, for example, or an overall mix. The overall sound seems more balanced to me on the newer Pro X models, especially the 900. The question some of you will ask is, should I upgrade if I'm using X, Y, or Z headphones? And I don't really have a way to answer that, but I will say that I would, without hesitation, recommend the 900 Pro X for dialogue editors and post-mixers in cases where you don't need a lot of isolation, so you're working in an edit suite and it would be okay for some of the sound to bleed out. I find the ability of the 900 Pro X in particular to represent the audible frequency range is very good. The detail and separation in the highs is impressive. The controlled yet present bass response is helpful for identifying issues with mixing or editing. And they're just as enjoyable for listening to a good show. And in cases where I do need headphones, which isolate a bit more ambient noise, but still produce a good stereo field with the same great detail and separation across the audible frequency range, 700 Pro X are very good as an investment at $299 US. Okay, let's move on to the microphones. First, audio samples from each with no processing so you can hear how they sound directly out of the recorder.
It is an old maxim of mine that when you have excluded the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Peter Piper picked a peck of purple pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of purple pickled peppers.
It is an old maxim of mine that when you have excluded the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Peter Piper picked a peck of purple pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of purple pickled peppers.
It is an old maxim of mine that when you have excluded the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Peter Piper picked a peck of purple pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of purple pickled peppers.
It is an old maxim of mine that when you have excluded the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Peter Piper picked a peck of purple pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of purple pickled peppers. The M70 is a dynamic broadcast-style microphone which comes with a shock mount, something that's rather rare for dynamic broadcast microphones. And that's a very welcome feature because so many dynamic microphones could benefit from better shock mounting to prevent the mic from picking up so much vibration. That's desk bumps and keyboard typing, and then turning that into low-frequency rumble in your audio. It also comes with a quality pop filter, which helps prevent plosives, that sometimes overwhelming boomy sound you get when you say the letter P or B, and the air coming out of your mouth hits the microphone capsule directly. Overall, the M70 has a bit more of a mid-forward and crisp sound to it, which many people enjoy. It also sounds less boomy or woolly than many other broadcast microphones like the Shure SM7B or the Electrovoice RE20 can tend to sound. I did notice, especially on Danny's voice, that it picked up a fair bit of mouth noise. That's kind of lip smacks and saliva noise. But if you want a sound for your podcast, live stream, or voiceover work that is clear and articulate and crisp, the M70 may be a good option for you. But the microphone that I'm most enthused about is the M90. This is a large diaphragm condenser microphone. It also comes with a pop filter and a shock mount and sounds very good to my ear. To my ear, it sounds fairly natural with a touch of warmth. It also captures clear high frequencies without becoming overly sibilant when you say the letters S or C. It too will pick up mouth noises and lip smacks and such, so you'll need to work on your technique, stay well hydrated, and perhaps do some post cleanup. I'm so excited about this microphone that I plan to put it up against my favorite streaming microphone, the Earthworks SR314, a microphone more than double its price. I'll do this on my next live stream over at the Curtis Judd audio channel here on YouTube. Is there anything I didn't like about the new Pro X headphones or microphones? For the headphones, the 700 can get a little boomy when playing back music with a lot of bass in it. However, it still managed to reproduce the bass truthfully without any major one-note bass types of issues. For the microphones, the M70 was a little too light on bass response for my liking, but that's a personal preference. Overall, Beyerdynamic has an impressive set of quality headphones and microphones in the Pro X line at reasonable prices for what you get. For the microphones, I hope the samples we shared here can help you assess their quality. For the headphones, I'd recommend you try them when you have an opportunity so you can hear for yourself. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave those down below. And if you've not already subscribed, make sure you do that. And we'll be sure to get you more great videos on how to improve your lighting and sound for video. Talk with you soon.